It's early morning on Lake Apopka. Allied Group is already on the water inspecting and performing maintenance necessary to keep its aeration system running at peak efficiency. Once a great fishing lake, Lake Apopka has been continually polluted by muck farmers, fertilizer runoff, and other sources. These practices have had a detrimental effect on the lake. At 31,000 acres, Lake Apopka is one of the largest lakes in Florida. Looking across to the far shore, you get a feel for the vast amount of area that this lake covers. In the 1930s, this lake was considered the best bass fishing lake in the country. As the water quality declined, so did the fishing, and the lake, which once sported over 30 fish camps, was completely wiped out by the 1950s. Since then, the polluting of the lake has continued until the 1990s, when the state of Florida purchased the muck farming lands to the north of the lake and began the restoration of the wetlands. Great strides have been made to stop runoff into the lake. But the question remains, how do we restore the lake to its pristine condition? Last year, the state of Florida, after reviewing the past successes of the process which Allied Group USA uses, contracted them to start a pilot program on the lake to bring it back to its original state. Allied Group has just completed installing almost 100 diffusers on the lake in a pilot program that covers approximately 250 acres. These diffusers that you can see in the picture, coupled with bioaugmentation, will reduce nitrates, nitrites, and phosphorus in the water. This will reduce algae growth and increase water clarity. Diffusers are placed according to the depth of the water and the amount of contaminants in the water. In this case, the design called for the diffusers to be placed on average about 500 feet apart. You can see this distance and scale by comparing them to the boat, which is 20 feet long. As we fly over the diffusers, ripples extending in all directions are visible. This is a telltale sign that the water is being rotated by the movement of air from the diffuser to the surface. This rotation of water causes oxygen to be pulled down to the lake bottom, where it works with special bacteria to accelerate decomposition of the muck. The water is rotated at 100,000 to 200,000 gallons per hour through each diffuser. The amount of rotation increases in depth, so the deeper the diffuser is placed, the higher the volume of rotation. This process, called laminar flow inversion and oxygenation, can remove up to 2.5 feet of muck per year. Consider that a human hair is around 60 microns. Allied Group's diffusers are a microcrystalline casting that releases air bubbles sized between 1 and 10 microns. Since the bubbles are so small, their combined large surface area allows them to diffuse more oxygen into the water than the older style bubblers. The way these diffusers are constructed allows them to be placed directly on the muck. They will not resuspend the muck and unconsolidated material on the bottom, since they only release air bubbles in an upward direction. This oxygenation helps purge the water of carbon dioxide, which is a primary nutrient necessary for aquatic plant photosynthetic growth and productivity. Other gases, such as hydrogen sulfide and ammonia, are also purged from the sediments. Oxygenation enables beneficial microorganisms to feed on bottom organic sediment. Aquatic insects can feed on the microorganisms, and fish can again inhabit the deep waters and feed on the insects, which provide a valuable natural food source to improve fish growth and health. The second phase of treatment incorporates bioaugmentation. This process is deployed about 1 month after the aeration has begun. The month is needed to allow oxygen to diffuse into the water column and muck. The deployment of this process requires that a special blend of bacteria be custom picked based on sediment samples and dumped into each diffuser boil. These bacteria are voracious eaters. They break up the nitrates and nitrites into nitrogen gas and oxygen, which boil out of the water. The bacteria enter the muck at the bottom of the lake and speed up its decomposition. The nutrients in the muck will return to the food chain of the lake and promote fish growth. Here, you can see Allied Group servicing one of their diffusers. The diffusers can be retrieved from the lake bottom and checked for leaks or for cleaning. Once any needed maintenance is done, they can be lowered to the bottom with a rope, as you can see them doing. The dark material thrown up is caused by the unconsolidated material on the bottom of the lake. However, it clears quickly and the laminar flow inversion process starts again. The cattails and other aquatic plants seen in this view take advantage of the excess nutrients in the lake and proliferate. As treatment of the area progresses, we expect to see these plants and others recede toward the shoreline, and we wouldn't be surprised to see them disappear from the treated area entirely. We at Allied Group are excited at the opportunity to contribute to the restoration of Lake Apopka. We appreciate that the state of Florida has the foresight to invest in projects such as ours, which can contribute not only to the return of fishing and water sports to this lake, but also to the economic well-being of the surrounding area. We look forward to the time when the lake will once again return to its former prominence as a destination for tourism and recreation.